Okay, so I'm very excited to be here, also being part of the finalists, and also wanted to congratulate all of the rest of the finalists for this award. So I'm going to talk about my piece, which is called A Moment of Silence, or a Millennia of Silencing. And talking about silence, I'm going to talk about something that tends to be uncomfortable in society, which is misogyny and patriarchy. So my piece is focused on raising awareness on these things. So it is a protest against misogyny and patriarchy and the daily acts of this through mansplaining, control, abuse, femicides, and harassment. So my approach to this subject, which is kind of very strong and personal in a way, was through a series of interviews I started to do to other women. And I was interested in knowing like their multiple personal perspectives coming from diverse cultural backgrounds. So what I did through these interviews was starting to ask them to draw. And in these drawings, I started seeing similarities, which I then started to translate to this idea of a collective armor or a collective skin. So I was able to hear their stories, understand their feelings, and I envisioned these armors. So here are some of the drawings. And what I did, I started casting the shapes and drawing and sketching them. And these shapes, I wanted to cast them in real life sizes, so that the feel was of a 1-to-1 scale. And I also got inspired by Joan of Arc's armor in this process. And I started using different casts of different parts. So this is a bust of Chiching, the leg of Amir, the waist of Lina. And I then created these by knitting, felting, and crocheting. And the knits are actually, they resemble sort of, I'm from Argentina, cowhides to me in a way. And I created these shapes by the domestic knitting machine. So it's a long process there. And I also wanted to do this soft armor in a way, also to challenge preconceived notions of being strong and vulnerable. And then once I had this, I started adding all these parts together. And through the mending and the stitching, I was able to create these volumes. And in a way, also mending and caring has to do with healing. And so I created this collective skin. And also there are vessels which are present in my work. Vessels, I see them as something beautiful, but also in a way a burden of holding and sustaining in a way. And my process has to do also with a lot of samples and making and creating and writing. And I used different materials. I foraged like horsehair, chaguar fiber, corn fiber. And I also, coming from the fashion industry, I have a background as a knitwear designer. So for me, it made sense to recycle the yarn. So all the felt is made from recycling knitwear yarns. I got donations from a knitwear factory, and I felted these. Same with the leg. These are all parts of a sweatshirt from a sweatshirt factory. So I wanted to thank you all for being here, and to all of the people who collaborated with me in this project, which were a lot of people. And this is about it. Thank you very much.